Hello YouTube and welcome. Mike the Gambling Guy here, and I'm bringing you day one of my armchair challenge. All right, so we're going to be using the no mirror. So if you haven't seen the video, go back and watch the video explaining on how we're going to be making our bets and also our betting progression going through this as well. So I am on my site. If you're not sure what online site to use, just feel free to reach out to me. But we're looking for a no mirror. Looks like, just came up with a tie there. And you notice my name here, down here is Eloise, right? That's our brand new grandbaby's name. So you could certainly use any alias name when you come in here. It's funny when they go, welcome Eloise. But that's our new grandbaby's name. So we can see I have to wait for a new column here before I can begin betting. So I already know my first bet up here is going to be for player when that happens. $5 bet. Right now, my balance is currently $683. Remember, my bankroll for this, $640 is really the starting bankroll. We want to get initially 13 units a day. So my goal is $65 a day for the first few days. So we got one more hand before we can bet, but I'm going to get my $5 chip ready because this black site doesn't give me much time to actually place my bet. And I don't like placing it here on banker, player, or tie. It does help that I'm in the middle. I do have the largest spot compared to everybody else that's sitting at this table. But I'm going to go to the single player, or the single player mode. So that way I'm either banker or player, and you can see here's the tie, some of these other bets. But we know that after this result, we're going to be betting on player. And with this site, if you sit idle for too long, they do a pretty good job of kicking you out, or at least challenging you to at least make a bet. See, there we go. Inactive too long. I knew that was going to be coming just because I'm sitting here waiting for a result. So typically, well, not typically, what'll happen when I get my result or get my win, I'll bounce out of this room and I'll go back to the red rooms. But you'll get to see the difference of what it looks like when I win here versus what happens when I win there. So right now we've got a 1 and the banker has a 3. So we're both, so I got a 9. So that was my win, and boom, we're out of this room. Next we'll see you in the red room. All right, so here we can see, she's right here to the end of her shoe. So that last dealer was at the end of her shoe. You know, if we have to get into our betting progression, we don't know if that's going to end right away. And you might be going, well, how do you know that? Well, actually here we're going to be getting our bet placed here. So we know that we're going to be betting on a player. This is a $5 minimum table. So I'm going to put $5 on player. That last one came pretty fast, didn't it? One hit and done. That actually happens quite a bit if you saw me do the video of explaining how we're going to be making these bets. But you can see, looking over here at the big road, this is starting a chop pattern. So a chop pattern in this instance would help us. If it chops back to player, that would be perfectly fine with us, right? So my goal for today is only to get to 7. 7's always a harder one to beat. So that mirrored. So we're going to go with a no mirror for 2 units. Now we want that banker to continue. But $65 on top of my $640, that'd get me at $705 for the day. That's my goal for the day, is $705. I'll probably, my goal for this video is 3 to 5 units. Again, need 12 for the day, but I've got a lot of day left. A 9's going to be hard to beat. And it was against an 8. Should make my image here a little bit smaller, but we're going to 3 units is the next bet in our progression. And that's really what I call is refund. Just like the D'Alembert, right? That's a refund. Just give my money back. And because it's a banker bet, it's not even quite a refund. But that's okay. And the funny thing is, I got the other room the other table open on my other monitor. An 8. That's also going to be hard to beat. All right, so it looks like this is going to be going 2 by 2, and I'm going to say, I'm going to call this room. I'm 3 units deep, and it's done nothing but mirror. I'm actually not going to keep continuing down this row. And the funny thing is, if I would have came over to her table, bam, we'd have had her win right away. And then look, now she's got 3 mirrors, but look, her deck is getting just right up there to the tippy top. And apparently she has, you can see there, she does have her shuffle card. So she is going to be ending her shoe after this hand. So, I mean, in that case, we would have got our win right there. And he went 4 times. So here the bet to make here would be for banker for 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, gotta go against an 8. But we pulled out the win. Sorry, gotta move my picture back here. Couldn't quite see the result, but we got our win. That was the important thing. So here we had gone 5 units. So $25. That means our next bet is going to be for 3 units. So we know we're going to be player up here for 3 units. I'm surprised the tie hasn't shown up yet. So we are a player for 3 units. Because that is no mirroring that result. Now we've got a little bit of work to do. A lot of work to do. The banker's going to need a crap card. Oh, there came our tie. All right, so the tie comes. That's a hiccup, but in my case, I'm actually going to be switching. So I'm still doing 3 units. I'm just now doing it on the banker's side. Because I believe the energy in the game does come in the form of ties. So maybe you're doing your own charting. You've got that on a mobile device. You've got another application on your iPad or whatever. You can chart your own and not count the ties. I do count the ties. And there we've got our win for this hand. So you can see now our balance is up to 696. So now actually going to go back to the black room because I'm done with this table for now, and the other shoe she had just started that. All right, so back here in the black room, and they only have one room in the black room, one table. 2 different table limits. This one is $1 to $200, or you could go, I believe it's $10 to $1,500 is the other denomination you can grab here. I'm going to again go to single player mode because we know our next bet up here is going to be for a banker. Look at that. She's already had 5 ties. There was a banker. Now we're going to be looking for another banker. I actually wouldn't mind that just squaring up on the big road up here. Be perfectly fine with that. Looking at the big-eyed boy, the small road, or the cockroach pig road, this room ends up being a little bit harder because you don't have the shortcuts that I was able to show you that they have in the red room. But here I could go, if it's going to be the big boy road, this actually would be here. So that would be another red if it went, but it went player. So you're going to see there's going to be a blue dot there. And now we're actually just going to rebet because we're looking for banker again. Which here on the big boy road, if we're going to continue that streak of the chop by having a player here, then that would actually give us a red instance there. So if that chop continues, that means our next bet's in peril, right? So depending on how you're reading the energy of the road. The cockroach pig road, there, 1, 2, 3, that would actually give us a blue. So the banker's going to get one more card, but I'm guessing is, wow, actually pulled out the win. So I am $4 away from my target goal. Back here, back in the red room, we can see that she's completing her first column, which means that another $5, we are done. Oh, that session expired. So we can see here we're going to be betting on banker because all we need is one more win and we are done for the day. We'll have hit my win goal. Day 1 in the books. Let's get there first. It's not, you know, nothing like counting them chicks before they've hatched, right? Let's get this chick to hatch. Four, so the player's going to be taking another card. 2, banker's going to be taking another card, irregardless. So the player now went down to a 2. They reduced to a 2. And we went up to a 5. So look at our balance. 705.92. We are done for the day. I do encourage you to, of course, like the video because that really does apparently helps my channel. We really just want to try to grow this, and hopefully by doing a video every day, and hopefully you're right along here with me. Get into this game with me. This is such a simple strategy to use. And you can see I even took a pause during one, which was lucky because it would have taken me down one more bet progression. But you can see I very quickly won my next 2 bets, which not only reclaimed all of my losses, but also then gave me a win, right? Locked in a win. So that's by using the Fibonacci sequence is actually what I'm using. So if I'm going to get that question on day 1, if you hadn't watched the video on how to do the money management, or maybe the video on how to do the bet selection, go back and watch those. But until next time, Mike the Gambling Guy, I'm out.